Hello, it's Coach Shen here at the Shaolin Temple Europe. I'm here with Isra García, his podcast, Disruptive Everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And we'll basically talk about the Shaolin lifestyle, my dance lifestyle, and everything around it.
Thank you.
Yeah? Good.
Some people say sky is the limit, but this guy I have here says it's not, because he moonwalks.
Yes.
I have today in Disrupt Everything podcast series, Shi Heng Zheng, known as Coach Shen,
Exactly.
one of the main teachers here in the Shaolin Temple Europe, that combines combat, movement, and dancing. And he also coaches people outside the temple.
Yes.
As many things that we want to also know, and I won't say in the introduction because we want our next guest to share with us. Welcome and thank you for being in the podcast finally,
Thank you also.
because it's been 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. I tried to do this since 3 years.
3 years
yeah.
chasing him to have the chance to.
Yeah,
to
but I'm fast. That's why he never did.
But finally we're here. Welcome to Disrupt Everything podcast series. It's a podcast of disruptors. We've been on since 2017. We've done more than 270 episodes with more than 7 million listens and 400,000 subscribers around the world. A podcast focused on disruptors, podcast that people that make a ruckus, podcast that people that goes beyond the normal boundaries, people that goes beyond the conventional. So today we have a wisdom and also life lesson teachings from Shi Heng Zheng.
Yes.
And I'm very excited. Thank you again for being here. And with my first question I want to address is, because we want to get you known a little bit better, but this is the only question I always repeat in every podcast. And the question is, if you were about to put your life in a timeline, right? Like the milestones, what will be the milestones that has the most impacted your life?
Oh, that's a good question.
Starting from the very early ages
Yes.
that you remember up until now.
I would say the first years as a kid. Yeah, that was the most important, I think, because that's when everything came together. Like my father was the first one teach me the martial arts, so he showed me already some kung fu movements, and later on, I started also dancing as a teenager. I started breakdancing, so I really found my talent in movements in general. So not just dancing martial arts. Then I started also parkour. I did all types of ball sports, like I played soccer, I played basketball, I played American football and baseball. Baseball I was very good actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I tried a lot of things, but the main focus I really had for fighting and dancing.
And how these developed and where were the next milestones when you were kid, you were teenager,
Yeah, so
adult?
when I was an adult, I had the opportunity to become novice monk in the Shaolin Temple Europe. Actually, I was the first novice monk outside of Chinese temple that was also non-Chinese that was able to become a novice monk. So this was 2004. I was
wow.
20 years old. Yeah. So from there, my journey started with the Shaolin experience.
Okay, and tell us more about the next milestones, because later I want to come to
Yeah,
this journey.
so I stayed in the temple for about 3 years as a monk, and then I decided to step out of the temple for a while because I wanted to continue my dancing journey. So from there I became more like a street dancer and traveled like Italy, Spain, and France, South France also. And I lived like a street dancer's life. So what we get, that's what we live from.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a nice experience, and from there, after a while, I decided to come back, and probably another 2 years I stayed at the temple and then went back on another journey.
What was that journey?
Also dancing, but more into the battle dance scene, and there's a dance style compared to next to the breakdance. I started a dance called krump. Krump, yeah, it's a dance from California, LA, and it's similar to hip hop, but it's more explosive and impulsive, and the beats are also a little bit different. So it's more internal. It's expressing the internal side of the feelings, you know.
And I guess that the internal fire and the internal energy that you cultivate here and in the temple and in Qigong, in Kung Fu, mixed together with the dancing, how does this feels?
I mean, I would say they're very similar. If you in control of your emotions and your body physically and mentally, one side feeds the other side. Means the more I'm conscious about my body and surrounding, the more I feed also my consciousness. Also, the more I'm the more I, let's say, the more I'm able to control my body also, this is better for the consciousness. Means I'm automatically, same time, I'm more focused.
How dancing has affected or transformed or improved or influenced your combat skills?
Yeah, so
because that's very interesting. Always I wanted to ask you this question.
Dancing for me, because it's more free, you're freestyling, means you learn a lot of movements. Of course they have basics, same like in the martial arts, you have the basics, but then you start like to move free, and then you can combine all your movements. Let's say every day you move one movement. After 1 year you have 360 movements.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like an ABC. Then you start writing, you start writing words, makes sense, you know. Same like you put your moves together, every time different combination. So you can, at the end, you have your own book you wrote by movements. Same way, that's why I think the more you're able to put your basics together and combine it in a different way, you start like not thinking, you just do it. And then that's like a freestyle. In the martial arts, it's the same way. You learn the forms, you learn all the different fighting movements, and later you try out in the fighting. You cannot do just like the form said, you have to do this, you have to do this. You have to combine different because you don't know, your opponent moves different. You understand? So you have to be, you learn to adapt in the situation, so you're in the now. It's very zen at the end.
Yeah, and how about at the other way around? How combat has influenced or has impacted in your dancing skills?
Yeah, so I was always because dancing teach you to become, to have your own style. Also, you improve your character. So my character came from the martial arts world. I was like this fighting guy, yeah. So I always show it in the dancing. I'm more powerful or more explosive, more impulsive, and this is what created my style. Yeah. So I also put like some kung fu movements into the dancing also. Yeah.
And I think we are touching like a very, very interesting topic, which is dancing, and I want to get back to the roots. How started your interest in dancing? Like, how was it?
Back when I was 16, 17, around there, that's the times when I started also learn about philosophy, like Asian philosophy or like Buddhism and Taoism and stuff. But same time, I was hanging out more like, you know, after school. I did my homework, then I went outside, meet with friends. And some of them, we stayed in like a small, like a youth club. And there, you know, there was the older boys, they always listened to the hip hop music. But they didn't do nothing, they just listened to the hip hop music and play pool and stuff. And I was like, this is actually cool music, you know. And then I saw in the TV, back then they called Flying Steps also, a very famous group from Germany. And I saw them breakdancing, and I was like, oh, I think this is something I want to do. And then I started looking more into the breakdancing. First we started like, we watched the videotape. There was no YouTube, you know, back then, videotape.
VHS.
Yeah, you watch, you return, you watch, you return, till the machine starts, you know, exploding. Yeah, really, like this. And that's how we started. We had like a small group at the beginning, you know. And then there was like first competition, we went to competition, and so on and so on.
Yeah. Until you devoted part of your life to go traveling, dancing in the street.
This took like years later, of course. First you train until you have the skill, and then first you work for something. Later, this something works for you.
What have you learned dancing all these years? Like life lesson. Like what dances has taught you about life?
I like the freestyle. Means I like to be open-minded in movements, and also dancing. First, you have the music. You move to the music. You move to the rhythm, to the beat, and this also. There's no time for today. I go practice at 4 to 5. No, whenever you want to do it, you do it. That's this is why I like it so much. The freestyle. That's why I take this for everything I do. I don't have to have the same pattern every day. No.
Because because never is the same day, right?
No, exactly. It's always different. And that's why my excitement for each new day is the same. It's always up. It's never like, oh, today's same bullshit day. No, I'm always trying to be like a child. Always happy. Next day is coming.
Because that's what I say. When you get to dance, you become a child.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the inner child still you're waking up the inner child.
And somehow this is what you have always transmit to me, but I didn't know this. I knew you were dancing. I knew this part of the story, but I saw you. I said, "Oh, this guy is like a child. Like, what is the key?" So now I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting,
it comes from the dancing for sure.
And also, tell me about the street dancing and making a life from that. What were your struggles and what were your learnings from that?
Well, I have to start even before breakdancing. I already did some type of dancing because. My father, I was born in Bulgaria, and back then we had the vinyls only. And I came from I came from kindergarten and later school. First thing I did is I put Michael Jackson vinyl.
My favorite.
Yeah, and then I started dancing, trying to dance like Michael Jackson. Whatever I did, I was a little kid. I don't know, but it was in me already. Then when I started breakdancing, years after, because I didn't have contact with my mom for like 16 years in between. But then. Once we had contact again, my dad told me like, yeah, did you know your mom actually used to break dance and do pop and lock in the times in the 80s, of course, yeah. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So father's side came with the martial arts, mom's side came with the dancing.
Wow.
So it was in me already. And then when I had like a certain skill and we had like a dance group and we decided to make like street shows, we figured out, hey, you make good money with street shows.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes up to 500 euro a day for just one person. Depends on where you go, where you are. Yeah. You can for sure survive this way. Yeah.
And what this street dancing has taught you about life?
Most likely that time I didn't have structure. So for me it was like we wake up, we do what we want, and we try to figure out how to survive, which made me always freestyle in everything. So I stayed open-minded. Later I figured out, but you need both sides. So the Shaolin Temple gave me structure. The dancing gave me more like to stay open-minded and maybe be adaptable to things when they are not falling to the structure and the patterns.
Wow.
With things changing, so I can be like, okay, let me freestyle this and make my move from there.
I love because you take the freestyle word and you put it into everything.
Yeah. For sure.
Right? That is grabbing my attention. And then,
yeah, because everything is constantly changing. There's nothing that stays forever. You understand?
Yeah.
Nothing stays forever. So everything is in constantly change. This is the only thing that's for sure.
I guess this has helped you to have like a very spontaneous attitude, which is what I feel that you have.
Yes.
To adapt to every second.
Exactly. Because sometimes, you expect something to be this way and then it turns out completely different and then you suffer from it. And I had this moment so many times that now when things happen, I just let it go and start over or do something different and try to make my way from there.
What was the most, surprising or like anecdote of these years? Because, living and working in the street, you met many people, you live many adventures. So can you recall any moment that's unforgettable for you that in this back in that moments in that period of your life?
Yes, I mean everybody have a different view of things. For me now, this question would be: I had the moment I was on a boat in Spain, on the water, and we was invited It was like a party boat. And in between they had those banana boats where they take you out in the waves and then come back to the boat. I was kind of helping people to get back in. So I stayed last, but the boat started running, you know, and I was behind the boat alone and didn't see that I'm still in the water. So I tried to, and back then I was still like not the best swimmer. Even I started surfing and stuff, I was still not very good in swimming. So I tried to get back to the boat, but the more I tried, the more they pushed me away from the things, you know. So I was like, I had a little moment where I said, maybe now if I don't get this boat, it's over, because the banana boat left a long time ago, and this party boat's still going. And I had to switch my mind very quick, because for me internally, I felt like, oh, this is now a dangerous situation, because maybe I don't get this boat, I stay in the water. But then inside, something told me, just bite your teeth together, focus, and swim until you touch the boat. And I did it.
Wow.
And I touched this boat, I came up. First thing I did, then they realized, they took me in, and I fell asleep for 3-4 hours on the boat.
No more banana boats.
No, just sleep for 3 hours because I was so exhausted.
Tell me more now about the connection with the Shaolin Temple. How was you say that in 2004 you were first novice here in the temple. How did you got your first contact with who? What motivated you to come here?
So, you know, back then this was not like huge like today. Back then it was more like a Shaolin Temple, like a club for training, like a gym. And there was this grandmaster, he called Frankie Dao. He was Afro-American. And he had a school. He actually the first teacher back then in this school. And it was like I think it called Green Dragon Kung Fu, Shaolin Kung Fu. And also Master Shi Heng Zheng, he was under him already. He was a master back then. So 2004, Shi Heng Zheng was already master. I just started. But we almost same age. He 1 year older than me. So back then, he started traveling to Romania for learning, for university. And I came here training almost every day. And then they told me, if you want, you have the chance to stay even more and stay focused on training, become a novice monk. So because they had the contact to temple in China, and Berlin also was one temple. So they had the connection already. And from there I started my journey for the real Shaolin Temple.
What was your main motivation of?
You know, when my father taught me martial arts, I started become like it became like an addiction to train, you know, and to feel like the martial arts training after you feel very good after the training when you're exhausted. And he kept sometimes, you know, we have in the kung fu movies, they came late in the night, but I have school next day, so I go 4 or 5 hours before I sleep, and I tell my dad, please wake me up when the movie starts, you know. So he wake me up and we watch the movie, and then I go back to sleep after the movie, you know. So from there also the movies, they had a big impact. Bruce Lee, of course, then Jet Li with all the Shaolin Temple movies, and Wong Fei-hung, Once Upon a Time in China movies.
Oh, wow.
And then of course my favorite, Jackie Chan. Yeah, I like him because he mixed the slapstick and the martial arts.
And he almost never used a stunt to do the...
No, he did all his stunts by himself, most of the stunts.
It's very respectable, huh?
Very respectable, yeah. I think nobody can do what he did.
No.
Even if you read his autobiography, you will understand why. He's a special person for sure, 100%.
And so 20 years in the Shaolin Temple.
Yes.
I think you are a good person to guide us through the evolution of the Shaolin Temple while you were here and your own evolution. So can you guide us through your own evolution at the same time that the temple? Yeah. Because what you learned, who did you meet, what was impactful for you, what did you learn here? Yeah,
so back then I was more into the Shaolin forms and the show aspect, you know, because we all know the Shaolin martial arts and the Shaolin shows you have. They're very like spectacular with the acrobatics and a lot of weapons and different style and whatever, animal styles and all this. I was very fascinated by it, and it did help me to improve my body movements. But later came a time where I really liked the combat. So in the Chinese Kung Fu there's a modern style of competition called Sanshu or Sanda. So it's like they call it Chinese kickboxing. It's like a kickboxing style, but with judo, you can throw.
Oh, wow.
It's not called judo, it's shuaijiao, it's Chinese word for wrestling, throwing, yeah? And I found one magazine, and there was this guy, small, compact, big muscle, black short, black fire shoes back then. Everybody had white fire shoes. He was the first one I saw with black fire shoes, you know, good body. And I was like, who's this guy? He looks strong, you know. They say he's Shaolin monk, 4th generation, blah, 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 whatever, so ever. But he's into the combat. Hey, I was like, I need to find this guy. And then I look, his name was Shi Heng Zheng. So I looked up, I asked also in the temple, yeah, who's Shi Heng Zheng? And his brother Shi Heng Zheng. And they say, yeah, he's in UK, you know. So from there, I started to look more into the combat stuff, and I always wanted to go meet them, but I didn't get the chance, you know. So the temple back then promised me they will send me to UK, but then something changed and it didn't work out, which is fine. Now we came together. Today, Shi Heng Zheng is here teaching for the summer camp, yeah. So it did work out just a little bit later. I think if I started the combat maybe a little bit earlier, I would be even more into the fighting. Means also I would do more competitions. Now I'm 40, I do like 1 competition a year, but I still do it because it's fun.
What did you learn? What did you learn in the forms versus what did you in the Kung Fu forms? What did you learn versus Kung Fu forms versus combat?
So the forms are forms. It's like a routine. It's exact. Already said it has to be like this, you know, one by one, step by step. In the combat, you have to be freestyling. So the dancing part came into it. I was like, oh, see, now I can be more free. I can create my own style, my own character in the fighting. This made me like it more.
Yeah, more inspiration because it was more in resonance with you, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And also you were mentioning with about Shifu Shi Heng Zheng, and when did you meet it for first time, and what was what impacted you the most about him?
So I know Shi Heng Zheng now since 3 years. He came here 4 years ago, first time to teach, but that year I wasn't here. I was back in the streets again, but not for dancing. I was more like on a other path, you know, of life. So, yeah, from there, a year after I came back and they told me, yeah, this year Shi Heng Zheng is coming. Are you staying? I say yes. And then I have to say that first time meeting him already changed my view for life. You know.
Why?
Yeah, because he has a strong habit of always training and push through and always go hard. You know, never give up. For me, because maybe I had big talent in the martial arts world, but same time I was somebody that starts something, never finish it, you know. So it always threw me back. I was circling around too much. Now, since I know this guy, I can step up with my game.
Would you say that your discipline became more rooted?
Yeah, my discipline definitely became more rooted, and it helped me a lot to have a little bit structure in life. And he gave me that for sure. Yeah.
Also, you've known Shifu Shi Heng Zheng for also like
20 years.
20 years.
Yes.
And you've grown together, basically,
yes.
in these 20 years. So what would you say about him that, you know, because a lot of people know about the interviews and all, but you know him, you've lived with him. So what will be the things that are impressed you the most about him personally, like you know, like some of the things that people doesn't see behind the cameras?
Shifu Heng Zheng is very on point. Means if you compare him to someone like me, I'm like spiral, he's straightforward. He has one line, he goes this line. So this is his strength, yeah. But also he has moments where he's a very funny guy also too, you know. That's why it's for me it's very I have a lot of sympathy with him together, because we sometimes we don't even have to talk, we still understand each other, you know. That's why even we completely different. He likes completely different music. He has completely different interests than me, but still we have this one thing that comes together is in the temple. Once we're in the temple, we have same mind.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why we come along, we are like Shaolin brothers already. Yeah.
And then so you've developed also quite a interesting brand. I cannot say because I've been 4 years without social networks, but as I know and I've been hearing about, you've developed quite an interesting like a brand, or let's say a path through Instagram about the Shaolinfluencer.
Shaolinfluencer, yeah.
Can you tell us
yeah.
more about this?
So this word is a combination Shaolin and influencer, but put together is Shaolinfluencer. It's a wordplay, and actually one of my best friends, he came up with that word, and since then I'm using it, and it helped me because it's not just me being an influencer. Shaolinfluencer is more like about bring the old traditional ways of the Shaolin and my modern way of thinking, like
Beautiful.
from all the stuff that I did, put them together, you know. So I influence the Shaolin side and the modern side.
Oh, wow. Can you give us some examples about this?
For instance, my training methods, yeah, I
please.
combine the traditional forms with the combat basics, for example. Then maybe I do like a HIIT training or some calisthenics or like just parkour jumpings, maybe some dancing movements also that are helpful for combat, just to get body awareness, you know, just to understand your body more. I bring everything together. And also sometimes I play even music to get a rhythm in the movements, you know, so it helps. Yeah.
And in the teaching side here in the Shaolin Temple, because one thing is learning, or well, Seneca, like a Stoic philosopher, said that you never know something until you teach it, right?
Yeah.
So what has teaching brought in your life that didn't came before?
I started teaching very early already, and I have to say, showing somebody how to do something improves your own way of doing it. Yeah, just because sometimes you practice, if you're not free practicing, you're always in your thoughts. How did he show me? How did this trainer say do this, do this? You're too much thinking, you do not just do it. But then somebody wants to know and you show him, you don't think no more, you just do it to show him.
Oh, wow.
And this, you know, it helps you. But people will understand this only when they start teaching.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
And just because you're teaching don't mean you're not learning also. You're for sure also learning. Even sometimes I learn from people that don't know how to do it. This helps me to learn to show how to do it.
Yeah, as Shi Heng Zheng was saying, like the teacher's job is just not to tell you that you are doing wrong, but to figure it out why you are doing wrong.
Why you're doing it wrong and how to do it right. Yes.
That was very interesting.
Yeah.
And you've been also traveling quite a lot in this Shaolin journey, Shaolin experiences. I guess you were in the US.
Yes.
Okay.
So, short time ago, I was staying in US for like almost 4 weeks.
Okay. And in all these journeys also helps you to see the interest of people. And what would you say that people is more interested about in this Shaolin experience, the Shaolin teachings? What is the things that you take from different places? Say all of this comes to one, like the common things that people were well-being, or like people is interested on knowing about meditation, or they are suffering too much. What you have discovered about this?
Well, you know, it's something about the movement itself. Everything is movement. Even the whole universe is created by movements. And everything is created, like it happens always in the now. Whatever movement we do is in the now. So this is something I figured out. Whatever you do, it could be dancing, it could be martial arts, it could be swiping the floor. Doesn't matter. It is always happening in the present moment. And once you understand this, and you have, you know, you accept that you are only at this moment happening, when it's happening, then it's easier to do it. It's easier. You have automatically a different focus. Not like you thinking, now I do better, you just do it better. You understand? That's two different things. Yeah, that's why. And yeah, for me, where it comes together is, I think the human body is so intelligent. It's not just your mind intelligent. Your body is intelligent. So whatever movement you learn is already put more into your brain also. It's like you reading a book, you become intelligent. You make movements, you become intelligent. So for me, yeah, this is the way. I think the best way is movements.
And how you take care of your body, like So because it's so much training, it's so demanding.
So
what are the routines or the habits that make you feel healthy in your body?
for me, most important, I try to eat as most fresh food as possible, most organic fresh food as possible, fruits and vegetables and raw. But of course I add sometimes cooked food to it. I do take supplements, but not too many. For example, I add maybe vegan protein sometimes to my food, or some creatine. That's it. I'm 40 now. I'm still doing flips. I'm still doing all the crazy.
You look
training,
younger,
yeah.
man.
I might look younger for now. Yeah, we don't know, but
For now.
For now, yeah, because everything. Like I said, everything is constantly changing. We cannot hold on this body and look forever.
We
no.
cannot hold on to anything.
And I'm very aware of this. That's why I don't try to express myself as such human, young-looking being, strong. No, I'm always myself. Yeah, whatever happens, happens. It's fine.
And from everything that you do, to be on good shape, balance, what is the thing that works more for you?
Now, diet-wise, or
Diet-wise, mental-wise, let's see, holistically speaking.
okay. So number one for me, I need to be outdoors every day. I cannot. There's no day that I stay in the house. The moment I go to the house is for me is okay. I go to bed. When I wake up, I go outside.
Wow.
This is one thing for me. Then I try to wear as most possible, not too much clothes and shoes. I try to stay barefoot as much as possible. If it's warm, if it's too cold, it's not possible. Yeah. This is second thing. So I like to be grounded on the floor with no shoes. Then food-wise, like I said, organic, fresh food, whole foods, best way. And a lot of movements and play. Make it playful. Make things to enjoy. Not just it's gonna bring you something. You don't know what brings you anything. We don't know, but at least enjoy what you do. This is most important.
I think that that word, when we get older and we become adults, the word play, we forgot it.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
Sadly, yes.
Yeah.
This is what
we all should play more.
The ones who know the word are playful and somehow has this smile of you that I know how to play, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you play with life?
How I play with life. I mean, I try to juggle every moment, every situation, whatever comes. I try to balance it. So balance is number one. Even in everything you see, like even martial arts, especially, or dancing, you have so much different movements. You need balance. If you don't have balance, you will make a mistake.
How do you feel? How do you find balance in what do you do to find balance in every day?
So I would say the Western world, they always want to know how to. You should not ask yourself how to. You should just do it until you know how to. So, for example, if you don't know how to stand on one leg, just do it until you can do it. Yeah. And this is balance. You cannot say this is the way. There's so many ways. You have to experience.
Yeah.
If you don't experience it, you don't know. And somebody that did experience it cannot tell you how. You understand?
It is true.
Yeah.
It is true. And also, what would you say that are your goals for now and maybe the future?
I would like to even go more into a self-sufficient lifestyle, but have a balance between the modern life and the very natural traditional life, like a tiny house in the jungle somewhere, or by the beach, like a beach house, and then maybe teach at the beach.
I mean.
Yeah. Teach at the beach also, you able to bring people from all over the world to come to have similar like this temple summer camp, but maybe at the area I feel good at. It's not like I cannot survive here in Germany. It's fine. The 4 seasons, I'm used to it already, but I prefer like a tropical area. Yeah.
What is the most effective change, for example, that the people that work for you in the coaching sessions go through go through? Yeah, you make them, you try to make a situation where they feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that's where growth starts. If you just sit on the couch and watch TV, that's comfortable, but you never grow out of the situation, so you just stay a couch potato. But you think you watch this movie and somebody's jumping and making a flip, or somebody's fighting and protect himself, and then you think,
damn, I want to be able to do this. You have to make the first step, even if it's a small step. Step by step, you get there. And not sit on the couch and wait. It's not going to come. You have to put the work in it. If you don't do the work, it's not possible.
You see many people here, like thousands of people probably, coming here, going, and I'm sure you'll get an idea of the fears, the insecurities, sometimes the tricky mind, as Shifu Shi was saying, cheating the mind. So for you, what were the most prominent or the more highlighting things that you say, like people coming here has, maybe we just so distracted, maybe we just don't want to face discipline. So what you have felt like, oh, this is what happens, because when you get to teach and spend time with so many people, you get the idea of what worries us, what we have scared of,
Yeah, I mean, I try to make them aware that there's nothing they have to be scared of. First of all, because
but
fear,
they come with the fear.
Yeah, they come with the fear, and it came from some situation in their life that they become in this. So first thing I do is I try to open them. Means by the training also, I do exercises where they just start first. They open their body to even be more comfortable and confident, And then I add step by step. I add other movements to it, and they have more aware of the body. And I had people. I tell them move this, move that, and feel the body, and they say, I don't know how to feel my foot, They don't know they have toes because they never get there with their mind. So for me, it's during the exercise, I try to make them understand to combine their mind with their body, and then from there the magic happens, and they go step by step to their goals.
And so for the dancing, I'm sure here there is a lot of people that want to dance. I started in 2022. In July. I decided to dance one song a day, every morning,
nice.
Right? Now I do 4, and if I don't do, it's not like my day.
It's magic, yeah. It's nice, yeah.
I never thought that I could be a good dancer in my own way.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people is thinking, oh yes, they say play, they say dance, is incredible, I love it. But you've seen people dancing when
Yeah. I mean,
how come people can move freely in that way?
So first of all, people need to understand. For me, everything is dancing. Walking is dancing. Don't have music, you do some movement, it's still dancing. But, for example, when let's say like this, first one that starts make the worm, yeah. Just example.
That's not that difficult.
He start doing the worm on the floor. The first people maybe thought, what the hell is he doing? What is this? But you have to have some confidence to do something crazy. This is how it starts. You did something that maybe it looks funny or ugly to people or crazy, but you did it. And from there is the other people that will understand, oh, he's moving to the music like a worm, because, that's what the expression he have. The music comes, it hits him, and that's what he do. And that's how it started. All the crazy dancing is like this. It's no rule how to do it.
Oh, yeah. I get it. And what would you say to people that wants to learn the Shaolin lifestyle or the Shaolin, benefits, or where should they start if they not have the chance to be here now, but you, with your wisdom, with your experience of 20 years, what would you say to them?
If they want to look for a Shaolin way, there's so many opportunities by now. But first they have to understand what is the Shaolin way, what is the Shaolin spirit. First is a pure heart. Means you don't want to do evil to nobody. Second, you always want to work on yourself, to be your best version of yourself. And third, be open to learn new things. If you don't empty your mind, you cannot get new things in. That's these 3. That's how it starts to be. Whatever Shaolin is ever is universal. It's not just this temple. It's you, what you carry inside.
if you were about, so what would be your, see, if you have to take everything into one, what would be the biggest learning of your life? The most important?
This is it. Right now. That's it. Yeah.
Let's go to the rapid fire questions. We're gonna have
Yes.
fun.
Okay.
So, first, you name Michael Jackson.
I name
my
Michael Jackson,
favorite.
yeah.
So, what
Okay.
is your favorite song of Michael Jackson?
Oh, my favorite song of Michael Jackson. So many. But I would say Smooth Criminal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Just by the energy. Smooth
and
Criminal.
the song that you've danced more. People, when you say that, people is doing like
Yeah.
this in your back.
Oh, nice. Thank you. The song that I danced most
Most,
from Michael Jackson? Or it doesn't matter?
Yeah.
Oh, I would say crump music.
Okay.
Yeah, especially tie-dyes, morph music, and big roots.
Your favorite hip hop artist?
Favorite hip hop artist? Right now, Kendrick Lamar.
Okay. And a legend hip hop artist?
Tupac.
Okay, I knew you were going to say
Yeah.
that. I don't know why, but what is the worst piece of advice that you have ever received?
The worst piece of advice. There is nothing like existing like that.
I don't know. No?
That's what probably, yeah, this is the worst advice.
When you think about success, what three persons come to your mind?
Success. Oh, Shi Heng Zheng, Elon Musk. What three more? My dad? Yeah.
So tell me an investment of less than 100 euros that has really impacted in your life. It can be a gadget, it can be a tool, it can be the gloves, the same in the
Yeah,
back.
punching bag for sure.
You don't have to say anything.
Punching bag, yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because it made me train every day. I have no choice. You wake up, you see the bag, you go.
Which music you won't like to hear? Which kind of music?
It has to have a drum beat. It has to have a bass.
Okay.
It's not just melody. It has to have. If this doesn't have it, there's no rhythm.
What is your most expensive success?
Most expensive success. This question I don't understand.
So what's been the success that has cost you the most? So something that you have is been a victory in your life, but that's been a high cost.
Oh no, the high cost for me was actually when I did everything wrong. So for example, being criminal, for example, this cost me a lot. Yeah,
What did you learn from that?
not to do it again.
And what's been a failure in your life that has taught you the most?
To be angry to people that are close to me that actually love me, and I couldn't express myself. So maybe I, always like too impulsive, give them a reaction that after I regret.
If you were about to, let's say you played soccer, right?
Yeah.
At some point. Okay, let's say we're gonna do a 5-a-side.
Maradona.
Okay? 5-a-side, and we're gonna choose a team of 5 people, dead or alive. They don't have to be like football players that you would like to have in your team.
Oh, they don't have to be football players.
No.
Interesting.
Who would you like to have in your team?
Okay, I do need one football player.
Who?
Maradona. Maradona. Then Bruce Lee would be for sure a good soccer player.
That would be.
Yeah, because he's fast.
Imagine.
Then Cristiano Ronaldo is a football player, but he's the best.
2 more.
2 more. Who else? Must be some funny guy also. Charlie Chaplin. Yeah. Charlie Chaplin and 1 more. How about myself?
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Because I want to be with my team.
yeah, that's it. Or maybe you are the coach.
I'm the coach. Okay, then 1 more. 1 more. Who I'll take? So hard. Maybe Pele.
Pele, okay. So we are about to finish, but what advice would you give to your 10-year-old version?
10-year-old version, I would tell him the same. My favorite quote: "Sky is not the limit because you moonwalk."
And what would you say to your 50-year-old version?
50-year-old version.
No, 60.
60. Do it again, same way.
What would you like to do that you haven't done before?
What would I like to do that I haven't done before? Oh man, there's so many things.
Let's say 3.
Jump out the plane,
1.
for sure. Fight a MMA fight.
2.
Yeah, I want to learn motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
Yeah.
You have imagine that they call you and you're gonna be in the cover of Time, the magazine.
Yeah.
So your face is gonna be in the cover of Time. What headline you will put in the cover?
Oh. Probably something. Oh, I don't know how to say it in English, but you know, like colorful life of this Shaolinfluencer, maybe.
Okay.
Something
okay,
like this.
okay. And last but not lastly, what message would you like to give to everyone watching this video or listening this interview, because it will be in YouTube and it will be also in every podcast stream platform? Your last message.
My last message would be: try to figure out what makes you happy in this life and then stick to it and become the best version of yourself.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Follow me on Instagram. No, just kidding.
No, that's my next question is where people can find you in the internet.
Okay, yeah. So social media, I would say the strongest right now is my Instagram, is Shaolinfluencer, and from there you can see also a lot of things, and you can also write me, and most of the time, if it's possible, I'll answer also.
We'll make sure we put your Instagram in the podcast show notes.
Appreciate it.
And thank you for this fun, interesting, wise conversation. I had so much fun, and all this time waiting was worth it.
Okay, cool. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I'm gonna let you do the closing. All right.
Okay.
So
closing.
you close the podcast.
Okay. Then we put this hand like this together. Appreciate this moment and see you soon. Thank you for all.
Thank you.